Hey everybody, it's been a while. I thought I'd get back in the vlog and fill you in on what's going on because it's a new time, it's a new era, working on new things. So for one thing, I'm in a new place, it's a lot better, it's a way better area, and my husband is using a cane and occasionally a wheelchair now, so it's a lot more accessible as well, which has been a huge positive. I think lately it's taken a lot of stress off of our lives. So yeah, you'd think that would leave more time and energy for writing, but I fill it with other things like watching TV shows and but that's okay. I think creative projects go in cycles. And since finishing Where Long Shadows End in the spring, and then when it came out in the summer, that was kind of what I was focused on writing wise. I get a little burnt out after a big project like that, so I needed a bit of a break. And I was working on things, doing some revisions of my space novel and the Body Parts book, which is a novella that's actually called Misplaced, but we all just call it the Body Parts book. And I've also been working on a novella for Adventure Worlds Press, their 10th anniversary anthology. We're doing a shared world kind of anthology, so it's going to be really interesting with the different styles of all the authors involved, and I'm really excited. I just have to finish my particular contribution. I'm having a hard time coming up with the ending, something that will make sense with the world, but also something that will add something new to it as well. So, and I'm starting to write something new. There's a horror novella call that's out with Erie River this month, so I'm gonna try and write something for that. I've been taking a different writing approach to it as well. I've been writing it out all by hand, and lately I've been working more on the computer, so it's a nice shift. It's really good. I really like using pen and paper and just free writing for a while, and then kind of doing more focused scenes afterwards once I kind of get a sense of what the story is and where I'm going with it. Horror is so difficult for me because I get scared really easily. I get too invested in what's happening, and then my brain just can't get out of it, and it's in that kind of like fight or flight adrenaline mode, thinking about all the possible things that could be applicable from that horror to my actual life. So writing horror is kind of like that, and I do find myself veering away a lot from the more disturbing things that I could include because I don't want to think about them and I don't want to get into them. But I think also it's a good catharsis of those kind of thoughts, so I can write them out and then not think about them anymore. But then I think other people are going to think about them and be scared, and then I feel bad. So it's just this really weird cycle of trying to fight with my own restrictions to keep myself calm. And being calm all the time is probably not a good thing. So it's kind of stretching me in that way too, to think about what are ways that I can explore kind of fear and these other not so great emotional states. There's like an ancient Greek like theater thing about that, about catharsis, that you go out of a tragedy feeling better, like a weight has been lifted because you've gone through all these emotions and there's been some kind of resolution at the end. Oh, The Last of Us is so good. My husband and I have been watching it, and we played the video game a few years ago, and the storytelling is excellent, and it's not as scary as I thought it would be. Like, there are definitely intense parts, but the horror is like enough that I can handle it, and if I choose to, I can focus on the character dynamics instead and spare myself. But yeah, the storytelling is so good, and it's wonderful to see all of the kind of Alberta scenery. It's neat to see the Parliament building and that kind of thing. So highly recommend, especially if you like post-apocalyptic things or if you've played the video game. I think they did an incredible job of adapting it. If you've been following on my TikTok or Instagram, you'll know that I have been reading a couple of really good books lately. Let's do a quick wrap-up, as they say on TikTok. I'm such an old person. I finished Voice of the Banished by Shelley Campbell. It's a grimdark fantasy. It's the second in a duology, and I got a copy from my sister for Christmas, and I really loved it. Just really vibrant world building, very visceral scene work, and there are dragons. So I really enjoyed it, and Shelley's writing is really good. So I would recommend anything by her, anytime, anywhere. I was gifted Gideon the Ninth for Christmas from my sister as well, and it was so good. It's very grim, and it is probably one of the best things I've read in recent memory. Just the writing quality itself is incredible. I was blown away by it because I knew this was a popular book. Like, I had seen a lot of people talking about it, and I had a friend who read it and they really loved it and they thought I would like it too. So I was like, oh, okay, well, you know, I'll probably like it. It'll probably be good. It'll be a fun time. But no, it was like I was invested. There's so much mystery and stuff going on beneath the surface. I just love books like this. I love when there's a little bit extra that's required of the reader. You gotta do a bit of extra kind of guesswork and sleuthing on your own as you read. And I can't wait to read the next one. Just really, really an excellent read. So I'd recommend this as well. And I was also part of a book tour for World Running Down by Al Hess. This lovely cover was painted by the author himself. It's just gorgeous, and you got this like raised text here. It's a queer, cozy, post-apocalyptic road trip you're not going to want to miss. It features Valentine, who's a transgender salvager on the wastelands outside of Utah, and Osric, who's an AI who's trapped in an android body, and they team up on this retrieval job to try and get a visa to Salt Lake City for Valentine. There are themes of personal autonomy and identity, and there is hope in this wasteland and kindness in this world running down. So this is the kind of post-apocalyptic fiction I really love. People surviving together, building communities, and finding themselves out on the wasteland. It's a really good read. Definitely check out Al Hess and World Running Down. And this month I'm reading Ministry for the Future by Kim Stanley Robinson. It's a climate change science fiction novel that's based a lot in real life, and the different points of view and the different kinds of texts that are interspersed throughout are really, really well handled and well crafted. So I'm excited to finish reading that. I'm in the middle section, which is talking a lot about currency and banks and ways that you can motivate societies to change to more green energy, reducing carbon footprint, that kind of thing. Yeah, it's a pretty dense read, but I would highly recommend it, especially if you're wondering about potential ways that climate change could be addressed in the future, or potential ways that climate change can be destructive in the future. It's a really sobering read so far. And that's about it. So thanks for checking in, and I'll hopefully do more of these on a more regular basis. And I just want to mention that I was inspired to restart doing this by CM Forrest. He did a kind of mini update on TikTok the other day. I'm like, oh, that's such a good idea. I should probably get back into doing that. So here I am. Thanks, CM Forrest. And I'll see you all again soon, I hope. Take care.